2 seconds of that.
From makeshift studios, Vaughn, Colton Johnson, Luke Laxton, and Spencer Tobino star in The Donner Party.
Welcome and thank you for coming, Mr. Donner. My name is Mr. G.
You're welcome, Mr. G, and it's my pleasure.
I'd imagine it'd be hard to relate your experiences with the, cannibalism and all.
Well, we did what we had to do.
Of course. So let's start at the beginning. Why did you want to go to California on the Oregon Trail?
Well, it all started when... What's this?
I don't know. I just heard some stone fire.
Notice, there is in Oregon Territory cheap, large, and open land ready for settling. The California soil is amazingly fertile with days of constant sunshine. Directions are simple. Take the Oregon Trail from Independence, Missouri to San Francisco, California. There are great business opportunities and land to be settled to serve your families for years to come. It can safely be said that we should settle west because the concept of manifest destiny says that all land is ours. Who cares about those primitive Indians? It's our land, we bought it. Remember to bring plenty of supplies.
Well, that seems like a good idea. How's that? Well, business opportunities and free land always sound like a good idea. And it's always fun to break the monotony of the West.
Well, I personally always wanted to see the Pacific Ocean. Well, yeah, and there's good business opportunities. So that explains why you wanted to go.
Exactly. Well, you don't get many opportunities to get free land that will serve your family for years to come. It seemed like a good idea. Also, we believed in manifest destiny.
What's manifest destiny?
It's an old belief from the 1800s that all the land from the Atlantic to the Pacific was owned by America, and that Americans had the right to settle on it.
That's nice. What happened after that?
Well, after much deliberation, we decided to go.
Oh, nice job, boys. How you doing today?
Good. Yourself?
Pretty good. Now, how can I be of service?
Going on the Oregon Trail to California, we need some supplies.
I'm the right man to talk to about this. Now, listen here. I got pots and pans, I got wagons, I got oxen, I got rifles, I got ammo. So, what do you want?
I'll
I can
take it
tell
all.
you. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, it must be tough going on the Oregon Trail.
Yeah, it is. You know, I was traveling myself and I decided to come back because I got attacked by the Indians, you know, those savages.
We're leaving now. Thank
No.
you very much, sir.
I used to be a pioneer like you. And I took an arrow to the knee. Don't you do it.
And so we were off.
You were off just like that?
Well, if you'd like to get into specifics.
Well, yeah, please tell us.
Well, the only other mentionable thing was that the Reed family joined us to go west. You know, many people traveled in big wagon trains like that.
Intriguing.
And yeah, unfortunately, on the way there, Mr. Reed's mother died of tuberculosis. So sad.
Oh, fortunate. How many were you?
Well, there were about 32 of us, including both our employees, the Reeds, and then we joined the larger wagon train. Then we gained a few more wagons. Those groups consisting of the Murphys, the Eddies, the Breens, oh, and also the Keysburgs, whose wife had a baby boy on the trail, and some other people who were just by themselves in camp with the other families.
So at this point, things were easy?
Yes, I recall my wife's cams in writing to my family in Missouri. Indeed, I do not experience something far worse than I have yet done, I shall say the trouble was all in getting started. So basically, yeah, things are quite easy. But then, all things are going by the book. More specifically, the Emigrant's Guide to Oregon and California.
What is that?
Well, it's a guide to the Oregon Trail for people who are traveling there, written by Lanford Hastings. In fact, he was the one who got us into all of our troubles.
How so?
Well, as I recall it,
So, how you guys doing so far?
It's good.
Wow. You know how much longer we're gonna be out here? You have any idea?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
Who's there?
Who?
The guy over there.
I don't see anything.
That's because you're writing your verses backwards.
Oh. Well, I know about him. Somebody better get out of our way before I left. I have to shoot him.
Let's just see what he has to say.
No, I've been sent from Mr. Hastings to all the people on the Oregon Trail to give them this letter.
Thank you kindly. You fold the paper very nicely, son.
Thank you.
To whom it may concern, as one of the first pioneers on the Oregon Trail, I feel it is my responsibility to help out other immigrants who wish to make a better life for themselves in the West. Therefore, I have worked out a new and better road to California over the Sierra Nevada, which I have called the Hastings Cutoff. It is suggested that you take this shortcut, for it will greatly shorten the journey to California. Really? I shall meet anyone wishing to depart by travel Black Forest and Happy Trails. Sincerely, Lansford Hastings. Well, if it greatly shortens the journey, I suggest we take it.
Yep.
Try to get the boys together.
But shortening the journey doesn't sound like Hastings' concrete problem.
Well, that's because this is where things get interesting.
Well, we made it to Black Fork.
I don't see Hastings.
Neither do I.
I guess that sounds weird.
Fellow pioneers, if you're reading this, I'm not at Black Fork, but instead guiding more pioneers like yourselves through my cutoff. I might be a while, so I would suggest to start without me. Happy trails. Sincerely, Hencz for Hastings. You missed him.
Missed who?
Oh, well, we just missed Hastings. He left him.
Why would he leave a letter for you?
Well, we just kind of continued on the trail.
So you tell me you're taking the Hastings Cutoff?
Yes, that makes me off.
As the leader of this ragged trail, I would suggest you not take that.
Well, I guess we're going to be saying goodbyes real soon.
Okay. I will take my wagon train on the south road.
Okay, well then, are you coming with me?
Yep.
Okay, well, we'll see you later, Mr. Wilson.
See ya.
We broke off from the main wagons and made our own train, with including my brother Jacob, the Reeds, and in all there were 87 of us. We went off to Hastings Pass, and our wagon train is now called the Donner Party.
So you started out without Hastings?
Well, yes, but Hastings led the Harlan Young group, which was very early before we did. And as soon as we went into Hastings Cutoff, things started to go bad.
How so?
Well, first the terrain was much more difficult than Hastings had described. The cutoff started by crossing the Wasatch Mountains, which in some places were so steep that we had to lock with the wagon wheels so we wouldn't slide out of control. The Wasatch Mountains crossing took almost 2 weeks. By then, people started getting stressed. So not long after we
Wait,
finished...
a sec. That... Oh, okay, we have to cut the commercial.
So, not long after we finished crossing the Wasatch Mountains, we saw the Great Salt Lake Desert.
Sounds inhospitable.
It was very much so. We found another one of Hastings' letters saying that there would be a 2-day journey without water or grass for the oxen. Although the crossing only took 6 days, at least 9 of my oxen and many others lost their horses. Soon, people started becoming delirious and seeing other wagon trains.
Did anybody die while you were there?
Fortunately, no. And we found greater luck upon leaving the desert, and the crossing of the Ruby Mountains was uneventful. Not long after getting through the Ruby Mountains, we were at the end of Hastings Cutoff and back on established roads.
It's your fault.
No, it's yours!
Son, you better put that whip away.
I ain't doing nothing!
Wait, so Reed killed him?
Yup.
So what'd you do after that?
Well, it was tough to figure out what to do. That was mostly because the U.S. laws didn't extend that far out west, so it was entirely up to us. In the end, we banished him from our wagon train. That's probably the only reason he made it to California. Unfortunately, because the Hastings Cutoff extended the journey 150 more miles than the conventional route, it slowed us down so much that we were going to be in the Sierra Nevada during the first snowstorm of the season. Something that would have been avoided if we had not taken the Hastings Cutoff.
So is everything going like you were expecting?
Well, it's taken us a little bit longer than I thought, but I bet we'll get there right on time, Mr. Breen.
I hope so too. Wait, what was that?
I think we broke an axle. Go check it out.
So what are we gonna do now?
Well, I would suggest burning the wagon so the others can get across, but we're a little waterlogged at the moment, and I don't know about you, but I don't feel like camping on the side of a mountain.
George, we tried moving around it, but half of the wagon's axles are broken now. We're gonna have to walk on foot. I gotta go check up on them.
Only one more mountain to cross, so we'll be there just on time.
Are you sure?
Never been more sure in my life.
So it says here, that night there was a snowstorm. Many of the families made camp in teepees. Over the night, many of the people received frostbite and severe hypothermia. The cold will continue over the course of 5 months. The next day, the party woke up to these conditions.
That is correct.
Let's see what happened.
Wagon coming with us.
It's been 46 days, George. There's no real food snow. I'm counting.
I don't know. I'm not sure much when we can check this.
I have an idea. We send some snowshoers to California and get help.
Sounds like a good idea, but I'm not gonna go.
Me neither.
Me neither. We would probably get some people to go, but that's one.
Rest in peace, Jacob Donner.
So the party that left for help contained 14 people. It's now known as the Forlorn Hope, and it's considered one of the most hideous journeys in the history of the American West.
Is this where the cannibalism starts?
Unfortunately, yes. Within the Forlorn Hope group, Patrick Dillon was the first to suggest cannibalism of the others.
And they thought that was the best idea?
Apparently so. Antonio and Franklin Graves were the first to die in that group, and they were eaten. After a few days, the Forlorn Hope was down from 15 people to 7 people, and all of the people who died were eaten, including their Indian guides, who they murdered. On January 17th, 33 days after they left, which was what was left of the Forlorn Hope, made it to Sacramento Valley. Unfortunately, with the Mexican-American War going on, Forlorn Hope was unable to pull together the resources to save us without losing more lives.
George? Just held a meeting with all the other men in the camp. We have decided if one of us were to die, the others shouldn't go hungry.
Are you suggesting cannibalism, Mr. Breen?
Not suggesting. I'm informed.
Do you think it'll get us through this?
Well, that's a big herd of fat cattle comes through the camp tomorrow morning. It's the only way.
Unlikely. But, either way, I got my eye on old William Hook over there. That fat son of a gun.
That was some good barbecue.
After all that hunger, it was that easy.
Well, being the fattest man in a group of starving pioneers, I don't think he gets entitled to any pity.
Well, you gotta feel bad for the fat lout. He wasn't buried and all, but he sure tasted good.
Ain't that true? George, what done happened to you?
My arm is killing me. First I got in a splinter and infected.
No, what should I do?
Get Tamsin.
Okay.
And that's how I died.
From a splinter?
Yep.
God, George is too weak to hunt. I'm tired of eating cowhide. I miss James.
Hello there, can anyone hear us?
What? Who could that be?
We're rescued!
No, it couldn't be.
Yes, it could! Liberation!
We're safe!
Hurrah!
We're here from California to give you guys food and bring you back.
What if those are too weak to make it over the pass?
I can only take 25 with me, but I heard earlier that there's some more people coming with more supplies. So you guys can heal up and get strong.
Hurrah!
Hurrah!
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yep, and it's all true.
Also, I have to ask you again, how did you get here?